Hello, dear subscribers. Today we will try to create a simple text editor in Visual Studio. I choose the Windows, Forms, project type, and click Next. I do the initial setup of the form, need to replace Form 1 with something more understandable. I write the title, set the form dimensions. For the text editor, we need a text area control, drop it onto the form from the toolbox, set the multi-line property, add scroll bars, etc. We will also need a field where we will display file name. Let's add the field itself to the form and add a label to it. We will also need the Open File and Save File buttons, add them from the toolbox to the form and configure them in the Properties panel. Let's write a method for the Open File button. This method will show a window for selecting a file. To create a window, we use the Open File Dialog class. To read the file, we use the Read All Text function from the File class. We also need to check that we are opening a text file. To do this, we check that file name contains the extension txt. If this is not the case, we will display the message, not a text file. Now we need to add a method for the Save File button. Here we will use the Save File dialog class to display the file selection window. To save the file to disk, we use the Write All Text function. It is also important to output the file name from the Open File dialog to the text field. Let's add this line of code. Let's click Start and check how the code we wrote works. As you can see, we can open, change the text of the file, and save it under another name. That's great. But we forgot one thing. We need to update the file name in the text field when saving to understand what file we are working with. Okay, this code works. Let's add another interesting button. We need a font button to change the font properties in the editor. We will use the standard font dialog class to configure font parameters such as size, style, font name. Okay, this code works. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much for the likes. Subscribe to the channel. To download the source code and support the channel, go to Patreon or Boosty. You will find the links in the channel description.